Hey everybody, C Note here, and welcome to the C Note Audio Extravaganza. This is your host, Mr. Christian Rivera, bringing you the show that is like Wheel of Fortune, spinning a wheel round and round and round until you land out bankrupt and then you're screwed. So that's a good old time. Today I wanted to talk about valuing yourself. We talked a little bit yesterday about not valuing other people, but taking the time to value yourself is important, especially if you want to do anything in this world. Really, if you just want to go to school, if you want to exist, if you want to make it to tomorrow, you've got to value yourself and allow yourself to appreciate the wonders of who you are. Let's talk about that. All right, so valuing yourself. It's an easy topic for me because I love the shit out of myself. I can be pretty narcissistic sometimes, despite having many days, I'd say most of my life, where I've felt really terrible for depressive purposes. But in terms of like me and my value and who I am and what I can provide for people, I don't know. I feel like maybe I value myself too much. Maybe that's a problem too, and that could be another episode. But really, I just wanted to talk about allowing yourself to be a little bit narcissistic, to like be cool with like appreciating yourself and who you are and what you do. Like you have to kind of take a step back every once in a while and be like, I'm pretty rad. I'm awesome. I do things. And look, I understand. Maybe if you're a person who isn't actually doing something cool, fine. Then, I don't know, there are things. You just have to look for it. You have to look for the things to appreciate in yourself. Every person's got something. Every person's got something that they are good at, that they appreciate about themselves, or that other people appreciate about them. If you're not sure about what to appreciate in yourself or what to value in yourself, then maybe you should ask other people. Now, I know that's counterintuitive to my last podcast that said don't value other people too much, but it's really just like looking for a spark. You're looking for a starting point. You're looking for something for you to look for. You're not asking them to tell you what it is that you're good at or where your value lies. You're asking them for suggestions. You're asking them for what they've seen, and then you take that and put it into what you appreciate about yourself. You got to believe in yourself. You got to believe in your value, believe in who you are, believe in what it is that you're trying to do. That's going to keep you moving, right? If we don't believe in what we want to do, then how are we going to keep doing it? Seems pretty straightforward, right? End of podcast. Bye. I really got to start picking like multiple topics, because I feel like I pick one topic and I'm like, oh, I could make it pretty succinct and keep going, or just stop. But I don't know. I got to keep going because I want to make this at least 15 minutes. So let's talk about things. But value is so. I don't think we value ourselves enough. Like, I mean, value as in like really respecting and appreciate what it is that we bring to other people. More specifically, like there is an insurmountable amount of people that I know who are not comfortable just accepting a compliment. That's weird, right? I don't know. I think it's weird. I think it's weird that like someone can say, "Hey, you do something cool," or "You're rad," and they're like, "Oh no, that's not true." Well, okay, then I won't say it again. I don't know. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want them to say? That sort of deflection comes from you first. That's you stopping yourself. That's you stopping yourself from being appreciated, and that's not good. That doesn't help you. How does that help you get anywhere? It doesn't help other people try to appreciate you. They're trying to show their appreciation for you, and you're putting up these walls like, I'm not that great. Like, okay, whatever. There are things that you can like about yourself. There are things that you can appreciate about yourself. Maybe you're good at illustrating. I don't know. Maybe you're good at video. Maybe you're good at telling jokes. Maybe you're good at doing like this weird eye twitch thing. I don't know. Maybe there's something. Maybe you got a secret hidden talent for binge watching. that everybody else in the world has. I don't know. You're really good at watching The Flash. I don't know. You're really good at breaking down, breaking down nerdy stuff. Maybe you're really good at just talking for a while about nothing, which is a talent I've always had. You just talk a lot about whatever, which is actually really funny now that I think about it. There was my high school English teacher. It was either junior or a senior, which basically what happened was I switched schools from sophomore year to junior year. Or no, I switched schools from at the end of junior year, rather. So this was my senior year. So at the end of my junior year, I switched schools. So I had like the last month in this high school. And then over the summer, apparently there was a book we were supposed to read. I had no idea. I genuinely don't remember anyone saying anything about having to read a book over the summer. So I come back in senior year, got the same teacher, which is why she assigned it. It was the same teacher, but for senior year, for the next English class. And we were supposed to read this book so that we could write like a summary about it or whatever. So she didn't mention it until the day that we were supposed to write the thing about it. She's like, okay, well, we're back. And I said that we had to read a thing, and it was like a Shakespeare thing. And, I wanted to write a summary about it. I was like, what? I was like, I never knew this was a thing. And she didn't accept that excuse. And I was like, okay, so I got nothing. So I wrote this page-long thing about what I thought the book was about, which was basically me talking on a page the same way Donald Trump talks about anything. It was a really great book. It was fantastic. It was really amazing. There was a lot of great stuff in that book. And inside the book, there were words, and the words had meaning to them. There was things on the page, words, said stuff. It was really great stuff. It was amazing stuff. There's so many good stuff. So many good things. Shakespeare, to be, to not to be. He's probably said that at some point. I don't really know. Whatever. So that was basically like the summary that I wrote. It was like I didn't have anything. And that was like the funniest grade I've ever gotten, because she drew a big giant fat F on it, and that's never happened to me. I mean, I was never good at school, but up until that point I never got like such a blatantly terrible grade before that. But that was just like a big terrible fat F. And then she wrote on it, I've never met someone with such a gift of saying so much without saying anything at all. Which basically translates to my adulthood. And this podcast, I just talk about things with no real whatever. I just say words. It's really what any podcast is, right? Like, I don't know. There are not many podcasts I go into that are just like chock full of just like constant value. I don't know. I just talk about things. Or maybe I'm just listening to the wrong podcasts. But anyway, believing in yourself. You got to believe in your value. It's not just believing in yourself emotionally, but believing that you have value to other people. You know, whether you're a mechanic, or you know how to build things, or you know how to talk to someone, you know how to give them advice, you know how to just be there for them, you know how to answer questions or ask questions. There's something. You've got something, and you just got to believe in what you've got. Honestly, just like the feeling like you've got something is just invigorating, and it keeps you moving. It keeps you going. And honestly, if we don't have ourselves to believe in first, like, no amount of what anyone else is going to say to you, even if it's positive, is going to help you, because you're going to keep filtering yourself out. Again, to those people who are just like, you get a compliment and they're just like, okay, like, what do you do with that? And, you know, I told a friend of mine, she was someone with that kind of problem, where she would get compliments and she'd be like, hey, thanks, I don't know what to do with it. I'm like, you don't have to do anything with it. You just have to say thank you. I appreciate that. Or here, just use this script. Like, just say like, I appreciate that, or I appreciate you, thank you. And you move on. You don't even have to believe it at the moment or accept it.
if you've been dying to start that podcast about doves, or about your favorite jacket, or about a long-lost love, or a murder mystery about a cat who murdered everybody, you can start it now on Spotify for podcasters. I've been on Anchor for a long time, and now it is officially Spotify for podcasters, and it has been a platform that has been growing for forever. And I love it, and I still use it to this day, and it has hosted this podcast for 500 plus episodes now. So I highly recommend it. It is free to use. Spotify for Podcasters lets you record and edit podcasts right from your phone or computer. So no matter what your setup is like, you can start creating today. I'm literally on my bed recording on my, the phone is on the bed, and I'm just talking, and it's not that complicated. And then you can distribute your podcast on Spotify and everywhere else that podcasts are heard. So video podcasts are available too if you want to show your pretty face and have people see you. You can do all that too. So just do it. It's totally free, no catch. Give it a try. Spotify for podcasters. Let's go.
Did you know the Roanoke region in Virginia's Blue Ridge is home to over 1,000 miles of trails for hiking, biking, and paddling? That's right. There's still adventure out there. You can hike along the Appalachian Trail to the iconic McAfee Knob, or enjoy beautiful views along the scenic Blue Ridge Parkway. Start planning your next Metro Mountain adventure today at visitvbr.com.
But honestly, if you were to believe in who you are first, that wouldn't be a problem to begin with. So, for me, I genuinely do believe in my value. I believe in who I am. I like what I am. So when people say nice things to me, like they say whatever about my podcast or the things that I make or the cool things I've done in life, I say thank you. Because for me, everything I've done in my life is deliberate. And I made those things happen. I don't believe in luck. I don't believe in extra things, extraterrestrial or extra spiritual things, supernatural things that are guiding me. I give myself 100% credit for all the things that I do, good or bad, and that allows me to really appreciate when something goes right and someone gives me a compliment, because I feel like I could take the credit for it in many ways. So, and there's nothing wrong with that. I appreciate my narcissism. I think it's fun. I think it allows me to, it's weird because I do live in these two worlds of narcissism and being kind of humble at the same time. Like for me, I really like what I can do. I like my abilities, but at the same time, if somebody compliments me, I don't try to be like, yeah, I know. It's like, oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. I do genuinely appreciate when someone comes to me and says nice things, because I believe in it, but they don't have to. I know everyone's perspective is different, so when I come across people who have a different perspective, different way of life, different way of seeing the world, and they come to me and appreciate what I do, that's still pretty amazing to me, So there's positive value in that all around. So I don't know. I hope there was something there that was helpful or interesting or entertaining. Just kind of went into it with no real plan, which is what I do. Maybe I'll try to plan these podcasts a little bit better in the future with a couple of different topics, so I can cover a couple of things in a longer form. But let me know. Via Anchor or my social channels, Rival My Design, if you like this shorter 12 to 15 minute format, or if you would like a longer podcast with multiple topics to listen to. I appreciate your feedback. Doesn't mean I will go one way or the other, but it's nice to know what different perspectives are and stuff like that. So I hope you appreciated this podcast. Value yourself. Go out there and do something. You've got something to give to other people. And it could happen in a multitude of ways. So don't worry about having that thing fall into the framework of what other people expect of you. It doesn't matter. You can find a way to just listen to someone, to be there, to provide interesting stories, to share pictures of your kids, something that can bring some sense of joy to somebody or bring some sense of help or assistance. You've got that in you. Everybody's got that in them, and you just got to find out what that is. So hope you appreciated the podcast, and I'll hope you guys have a good one. I'll talk to you later. Hey everybody, I want to thank you guys for listening to the Seed Audio Extravaganza. If you would like to go to himynameischristian.com, you can sign up for my newsletter where you'll get the written version of the podcast, and follow me on Rival My Design on all the social channels and all that good stuff. We can chat and have ourselves a jolly good time wherever it is that I am. So I really appreciate it. And thank you guys. I hope you have a good one.